Hey there guys, my name's Jacob Jabut, and last year I started my very own business in hopes of one day reaching financial freedom. I have learned a ton since I started, and I wanted to create this channel as a way to share with you guys what I've learned, but also follow me along my journey on the road to financial freedom. Alrighty guys, so I gotta get a haircut, but we actually just got a little bit of snow on the ground. It was really rain. The snow already is melted. The thing I have going on today is actually a fall cleanup, which I really haven't had like any of these this year, surprisingly. It's for the place that I mow already. It's the one I usually do first. It's the two apartment complexes. It's a big place. It's a big job. I mow it for $200 typically per cut, and I'm doing the cleanup for $600. I estimated it at $800. The guy asked me if I could come down to $575 because he had some other bids, I guess. I said I could for $600 just because I don't really have a lot going on. I've just been doing my organizing and stuff, and $600, I think it's something that I can do in probably 2 days. So I mean, I am going to have, some dump fees, diesel and gas, but really not too much overhead for a fall cleanup. So if I can make $600 in 2 days and whatever. The rain is slowing down right now, so I'm probably gonna go get started on that. Alrighty, so I am here at the job site. As you can see, there is a lot of leaves, a lot of them. Yeah, this is just one area. First place I'm gonna start is right here. I'm just gonna try and get them all blown into a pile. I'll see how well that works with them being wet. There's no wind today, so that's good. If there was wind, I would just go with however the wind was blowing. But there's a pretty long strip of leaves here, and then over there, there's more, and then actually there's another like strip like this one on the other side. So I don't know, what I actually might do is maybe make a big pile over there that I'll have to back into from one of the inlets to pick up, and then this stretch I might actually blow all these down here and over here, so that way I can pick them right up in the truck there. I think that's probably what I'll do. We'll see. I'll set up the tripod now though. Well, that last video was supposed to be a time lapse. I don't know how I screwed that up, but I had a little bit of a change of plans here. The leaves are too wet and there's too many to push this whole strip towards me. So these inlets here will be the collection points, I guess you could call it. And I've just been blowing them into those inlets. That way I can either back my truck on the grass if it's not too wet and collect them right there, or park it on the street there and bring them there. I'm just trying to have the shortest distance possible that I have to put them on the tarp and then bring them to the truck. I have to finish making a pile here. Another little pile there. And today we'll see, hopefully I can get a bunch of the leaves piled up, and that way tomorrow we'll probably be piling up the rest of them, as well as just loading them and hauling them away. Start time lapse on the other place. You can see these inlets. The big pile of leaves here. And another one up here. But if you can see, all the leaves over here. So that's what I'm gonna pile up next. I'll probably try and get them. This will be the biggest pile in the whole place. I'm probably gonna start another one down by the road. I don't know. We'll see. We will see when we get to it. Okay, so like I said, this is definitely going to be the biggest leaf pile yeah, in the whole place. It's 3:24 now. I'm supposed to have dinner at 5. But I mean, if I can get this whole area blown into piles, and then maybe even over there's like a little bit of leaves over there, nothing crazy. I'll probably hit that a little bit, and then there's that other strip that's over here. But I mean, if I can get this area that I've been doing pretty well done or into piles, and tomorrow it'll be blowing over here and over there. If anything, tomorrow I might actually just start loading these leaves up and then getting to the dump, because there's quite a bit. Okay, so my phone died as I was recording that time lapse. After I cleaned up that area of leaves, I started raking some of them onto the tarp. I picked up like three piles, which you can't really see. I'll show the inside of the truck, but I'm gonna have to go to the dump here pretty soon. The issue that I'm running into is the truck isn't completely full, but now I can't load anymore without having the gate on there, and that means I have to throw the bags or throw the tarp over, you know, this gate. I'm kind of wondering if it's even worth it to do that, or I don't know. So unless I just do lighter loads of obviously leaves, but is that worth it? I don't know. So I think I'm gonna go, I think I am gonna just fill the truck up, because it doesn't make sense to do more runs to the dump than I have to. But there's still a ton of leaves there. I didn't even, that big huge pile I took like a little nibble out of. I'm hoping today I can get that whole side of the apartment complex cleaned out, and then hopefully start on the other side. We'll see though. I'm gonna head back there now. So this is the big pile. We got another one in there, and over there. All pretty good size. The truck's pretty well full, so if I can even take a good amount out of this, or hopefully even all of this. So I was able to get that big pile picked up somehow. I don't know. This truck always surprises me with how much it can really hold, which I can still get more leaves in there. I don't know where they go, but they they fit in there. I mean, I stomped down on them, but I'm not gonna start any of these other piles because I'm not gonna be able to fit it. And judging by being able to pick up, you know, this whole pile and then the 3 that were down there, I should be able to get these and then whatever else is on this side of the complex. My goal is to load the truck up again, so that way tomorrow morning I can go unload this and then come back and load up whatever else there is. It is 10 o'clock, dump closes at 3, so I mean, if I can get 2 dump runs in by 3, that would be cool. But all right, I'm gonna go pick up these little piles. Just these little leaves over here. There's a pile that I started making over there. I'm gonna pick that up. I should be able to fit that in the truck. And then I'm going to head to the dump. It is time to unload the leaves. I'm gonna try and leaf blow as many of them as I can, just to save on time and mainly energy. But here we go. It's 11:45, dump closes at 3. I got this pile, and that pile over there. I'm gonna try and load those up, as well as any others. And depending on if the truck's pretty full, I'm just gonna go ahead and go to the dump. If not, I guess I'll just load it up as full as I can for tomorrow. But really, I'm gonna try and squeeze in another dump run if I can. But if it's not pretty full, there's no point in going to the dump, so. Okay, so my phone's already at 10%. I think it's just from, obviously for one, doing the videos, but for 2, it's very cold out. But if you couldn't tell from the video, my girlfriend's here. She's blowing some of the leaves in the other areas in the piles while I'm picking up the leaves. I feel bad, I'm taking her car. I'm gonna get it all dirty, but I broke my rake. So I gotta go buy another rake. Actually, it was my last one, so I'll buy a couple of them actually. Yeah, it is 12:45 right now. Like I said, dump closes at 3. The piles are getting picked up faster than I thought, but pretty soon I'm gonna have to put that gate up, which is gonna slow me down quite a bit. But I think I can get those bigger piles done and then hopefully go to the dump. And then once I unload that, I can come back, load up as many leaves or as many piles as I can after that, and then tomorrow will be. Okay, so my Bluetooth had connected to my girlfriend's car, so the video cut out. But tomorrow, what I was gonna say is tomorrow is hopefully finish up and not have a lot of work, I think was what I was gonna say. But anyways, I cleaned up all the piles that I had shown in the video before. I'm gonna go pick up my girlfriend again. She was helping me, but then she went home. She's gonna go to the dump with me. It's like 2:22 or something, 2:20. So the truck isn't completely full. I could have loaded it up probably a little bit more, but it's pretty full. And I don't want to be that guy that shows up at the dump, you know, at like 2:50, and then it takes me a decent amount of time to unload it. So this way I can get it unloaded, and then I can go back and I'll have a completely empty truck to then load up as much as I can. So that way tomorrow morning, first thing I'll do is go to the dump, and then hopefully we'll probably just one more run after that. I can't imagine it'd be another one. We'll see how far I get. I didn't take a time lapse of me picking the stuff up because my phone's about to die. and I kind of wanted to listen to some music. And you kind of get the point, I guess. That last pile was a big pile, and that music though gave me that energy that I needed to get it picked up in time for the dump. So I had to, had to choose one or the other, I suppose. I guess the next thing I should invest in is a portable charger. Right on cue, my girlfriend's coming out, and yeah, we'll go do it. Well, my girlfriend already blew this, and this part over here has got to be done. I already did a little bit over there. There's a middle, like a strip down there that's got to be done as well. There's a part over here which she's already started to do and will probably finish, as well as a little pile back there. This will be quite a bit, and this part and that strip will also be quite a bit. Like I said, if I can get the truck loaded, I'll pick this up, hopefully pick all of this up, and then I'll see if I get started on any of this. I think I'm only gonna have 1 or 2 dump runs left. Probably 2, because there's some brush and stuff I have to pick up. So I was able to pick up those 2 piles that I had mentioned. The truck's decently full. What I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna pick up the brush pile. Well, actually, I'm probably gonna pick up some more leaves and then the brush pile. And then I'm gonna head to the dump, and then it's just gonna be one more dump run after that. Man, my phone charger is for some reason not charging my phone very well. My phone's only at 40% after charging all night. So I want to get time lapses, but I'm gonna have to choose my time lapses wisely, I suppose. So over there we got all those leaves cleaned up, as well as that island over there. We got these leaves blown into a pile, which I'm gonna try and just try and see if I can load all these. And then I got 1/2 of this loaded up, and that half still needs to be just blown into a pile. And then there's that brush pile over there. Oh, and just a few little piles. One there, and then there's another one behind that shed. But that's it. Okay, so I got the partner in crime here. And what? No, what?
Press the red button.
No. Anyways, we can start. I'll cut it right here. Okay, so I picked up the pile over here, and I picked up the brush that was over there, and now I'm going to pick up these 2 little piles while my girlfriend blows the pile over there, and then I will pick up those 2 piles, and that should be a wrap. Well, as you can see, we finally finished up. I'll break down the numbers on this job, but it was absolutely, positively not where I want to be. And there's definitely some mistakes I made on this one that I will certainly learn from. And I will go over that when I do the numbers. But for right now, my girlfriend's trying to climb up there. As of right now, I'll get a cool time lapse of us unloading the final pile of leaves. There was a total of 4 times we had to do this. Well, this will be the 4th. But yeah, let's get into that. And just like that, this job is done. That is a wicked leaf file. And there's our old one over there and another old one over there. Crazy. Alrighty, so as you can already tell, this job sucked. I did not make the money that I wanted to make, and the system that I had for picking up leaves has worked for me so far, but for this job, it was so many leaves, and to keep doing it that way just doesn't make sense. But I'll dive into that in a second. First things first, I made $600 for this job. It took, it was over a span of 3 days. The first day I think was 5 hours, as well as the third day, and then the second day was the longest day at about, I think it was 10. So right around 20 hours in total for this job. The gross amount of money I made per hour was $30, and that's gross per hour, which if you've seen it in my other videos, that is way under par. And the other thing too is my girlfriend helped me, thankfully, but that's gross per hour for 2 people. Granted, she wasn't there the entire time, but she was there for probably at least 5 to 10. So that's really not good. Now my expenses for this job were the landfill fees, which I had to go to the landfill 4 times. So it ended up being, I think it was $12 each time I went. So that ended up being $48. Diesel, I'll say, is probably right around $25. I mean, 4 trips to the dump. It was a lot of driving. Gas, I was running the leaf blower pretty much constantly, so that was probably about $30. So this all totals to $103. This is not counting labor if I was to be paying somebody to help me. Granted, if I was paying my girlfriend $15 an hour, she worked about 10 hours, it'd be an additional $50. So my profit, not counting my girlfriend, was $497. Okay, so my profit per hour ended up being $24.85, which is a little bit less than half of my minimum, what I usually like to make, especially if I have somebody else working with me. That is way too low. So I really ate it on this one. What would I do differently on this? Man, I would never adjust my price. This guy, he got me at a good time because I don't have a lot of work right now. So I was like, I just wanted something. I wanted to make some money, which I realized, scared money doesn't make money, if you've heard that before. I should have just, even though I needed some money, stooping down that low does not make sense. My original bid at $800 was already actually low. I talked with the property manager there, and he was saying 800 was the best offer that they had. Most people were right around $1,000, $1,200, which is where I should have been. And the other thing that I learned is that original offer of 800, would that be a bad offer? I think 800 was probably great, because that way I would have gotten the job and I wouldn't have lose my butt, since I don't have a lot of work. I think 800, my original offer, I should have just went with my gut and stuck with that original offer. And so that's what I learned, is stick with your first price or your gut, because he said, oh, well, can you do it for $575? He was obviously baiting me for $600, and I said, screw it, I'll take it for $600. Another thing that I learned, and this has been kind of reoccurring a little bit with leaves, is for some reason I always underestimate the amount of leaves that there are. It's easy to do that when they're spread over an area, and I kind of just think in my head, oh, I'll take a leaf blower and I'll just blow them all this way and pick up that one pile. And it's like, you can't blow that big of a pile that far, and also there's a lot more leaves. It's a lot more tarp loads to pick up than you expect. So I need to stop underestimating fall cleanup jobs, specifically to do with leaves. Stick to my original price, and even though I need work, don't just sell yourself short. Now, what did I like about this job? I kind of had to think about this for a while, because there was really nothing that I could think of that I liked about this. But I actually did enjoy working with my girlfriend. That was fun. I think she might actually start helping me out next summer. And the other thing that I liked was the lessons that this taught me. I do believe everything happens for a reason, and I think this job was a necessary evil to not stick to my original price, because who knows, maybe in the future I'll get a big potential painting job, or just some big contract, and I might on like a way bigger scale, and I might be tempted to lower my price in order to get that job, and then I might, who knows, maybe at that point I'll have payroll and then I won't be able to pay anybody and I'll have to sell something, you know what I mean? So it was not fun. So I think I did like the lessons that it taught me going forward in the future, and hopefully this lesson will allow me to avoid bigger mistakes in the future, or potential mistakes in the future. Lastly, for somebody that would be starting in the business, if you want to go into doing fall and spring cleanups, what would you need? Well, for this job, as always, you need a truck. This will be anywhere from $10,000 to $70,000. You're gonna need a rake, which is about $40. I used a blower, which you would need for this job, which would be $500. Or this is also something that I learned from this job, actually. Get a bagger for a mower, which is what I forgot to mention this. I should have invested in a piece of equipment. In my head, I realized, this is $600. If I use a tarp and load it by hand, I'll make more money. But if I had went out and bought a bagger for $500 for my mower, sure, I would have only made $100. Well, after all of my expenses, I wouldn't even have made anything. I probably would have broke even. But now going in the future, I could do that job way faster. I wouldn't have been suffering. It would have been a lot more enjoyable, and I could just do more of these jobs. So I definitely should invest in a piece of equipment. The other piece of equipment that I would invest in is one of the leaf vacuums that attach to a trailer. Those are a bit more expensive. I found those to be anywhere from like $3,300 to $4,800. The ones that actually like attach to the back of your truck or trailer. There are some tow behind ones that are less, but they're not enough horsepower. And I think if you're gonna invest in that, you might as well get a one with enough horsepower. Anyways, what would the startup cost be? Obviously, like I said, the truck, the blower, the rake. I say, you don't even really need a blower per se. A blower is good, but use a rake. And then if you already have a mower, if you have a lawn business, get a bagger. Or if you're doing a lot of these, I would say even buy a mower and a bagger. Or, well, no, if you're doing just leaf cleanups, I'd say get the leaf vacuum. But if you're already doing lawn maintenance, definitely I would say get a bagger. The only downside with baggers is if it's wet, it has a hard time picking them up, and it doesn't always pick everything up, especially like some mornings when there was a frost on the ground. It definitely wouldn't have picked everything up, but definitely would have been a lot more efficient in the long run. I think that was all that I had for expenses. Like I said, if you were to get a bagger for $500, considering that you already had a mower, you would pay that off in one job. The leaf vacuum would take about 8 jobs for the high-end one. And this is also a pretty high-end leaf pickup. I won't lie, $600. This is a big area. It should have been $1,200 to be honest. So, this job really was just a learning experience mainly, and I think investing in equipment is definitely worth it. And I shouldn't be so short-sighted on trying to make as much money as I can on this one job, but thinking in the future and saying, hey, if I invest in this piece of equipment, I can do this job faster. I'm necessarily not going to make money on this job, or I might not make money on the next 2 jobs, but down the road, I'll just be able to do so many more jobs. So, and I feel like I give that advice in my video, so I should have just taken my own advice. But it's the end of the season. I wasn't really making any money, and that's kind of where all these problems started, was just trying to get work. And I guess my mindset was a poor mindset where I just didn't have much work and I needed money, so I was desperate, and I feel like that was where all my bad decisions originated from. So I need to stop thinking in that mindset, even if I am in that position, because all it did was make things worse. That's pretty much all that I have. If you guys have any questions or comments, or if you've been through things similar to this, or if this was eye-opening for you and hopefully you can avoid situations like this, let me know. Leave a like, that always helps me a lot, and subscribe if you haven't already. And as always, I will see you guys next video.